popularly. I ain't invincible.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? In this video I will be reviewing my Subispeed V1 headlights and my Subispeed V2 taillights. Now right off the bat guys, I'm sure there's many of you guys who can't really justify spending such a lump sum of money just to get these headlights. They look pretty sick, but you know, I've been on the fence for quite some time, and it was only 2 years in that I just said, screw it, I'm gonna buy it. And I did, and I do love it. I waited until the Thanksgiving, like Black Friday 12% discount thing. That 12% sucked, but it is what it is. So guys, just to give you my honest feedback, I really do like these, but I do have two main gripes about it. Actually, 2.5. So the first one is the cost. I bought the V1s, the non-sequentials, just because I couldn't justify spending, what is it, $1,100 to $1,300 USD for these sequentials, and so I decided to go for the cheaper one, which was, I think, like 900 bucks at the time, minus the discount. And they're great. I mean, they look good. They're exactly how I wanted them. They're very easy to install. The little sheet that they give you, it's very self-explanatory. So price point is number one. I can't really justify it. You know, honestly, at the end of the day, it's your decision whether you want these or not. The second is the way it's shaped. So up close, you see how it's very angular, like that. There's a problem with the way the way it's set up this way, in that there's no like proper airflow, and it's not the way the OEM one is. It's not as smooth, and so the problem with that is I feel like it's more prone to rock chips, especially, you know, given this flat surface here. So see from the side here, you'll see how super flat it is. So I noticed that it's starting to ding up a little bit. There's little rock chips here and there, and that's just kind of, it's not a design flaw. It's just I don't like this design. I just don't like the way these headlights bulge out. And third is, not a lot of people are aware of this, and I understand why the Subispeed V2 headlights are smoked, is because these LEDs are freaking bright, man. When I first got them, I didn't realize how bright they were, and essentially I was blinding everyone on the road at night. And so that's why in my 2-year review, I told you guys about a good friend of mine, Romeo, who's really good at vinyl wrapping and stuff, and I asked him to make these like eyelets for me so I don't blind people at night. And so they look a little tacky, but it definitely helps. These LED lighting is very bright, and that's something to consider, especially when you're thinking about dropping, I don't know, close to $1,000 for these. The reason why I went with a cheaper route is because I do have a base. It didn't make sense to me to kind of double it up, because I had the sequentials down low here, and so it didn't really make sense for me to have these flash. And it's not, I don't know, I think it would have looked really wonky, and so I couldn't justify spending that extra 300 bucks. So, you know, I like it the way it is now. I'll show you guys how bright it is. Hopefully you guys will also see it on camera, but it is super bright. Don't know if this camera could do you any justice, but that's essentially how it looks like when you are behind someone and or someone's coming in your direction and they see that. It's like you're blinding them. So these are super bright, and I'll also show you guys how I have wired them. So like I said, when you buy these, the instructions are all there. Each of these headlights had this blue cord, and this will be connected to this red wire that they also provide you with. And Subispeed's instruction video, they ask for you to sync it up with your high and low beams. I believe it was over here. However, I didn't like the way it was set up. My daytime running light wasn't active, so the headlights were just dead when I didn't turn on my headlights. And so instead, I I apologize for this mess. Like, this is what happens when you go aftermarket. But I synced it in with my sequential fog bezels, and I just tapped it into the wire that was already provided with the fog bezel, and so the main power source is here. So that's why when I turn the car on, if I don't turn the headlights on, this will be this light bulb here will be off, but everything else will still be on during the day. So that's how I have mine wired. So if you follow Subispeed's instruction video here, this won't turn on unless you actually turn on the headlight itself. So everything will be flashed on. So yeah, that's kind of it. No condensation issues at all, surprisingly, because that was one of my biggest concerns about these headlights. It is the taillights that actually had condensation, but the condensation was kind of on and off. There was a time period here in Sacramento where it was raining super a lot, and I noticed that my taillights were condensating, whatever the proper word is. And so these are my V2s. I like these a lot better than the V1s, just because I also like the way the sequentials run. Oh man, apologize for wind noise. And these I also got on discount as well. So that's pretty much the gist of it. I think in total I spent, geez, I think about $1,500 USD for the headlights and taillights, and I really like it. I think it definitely changed the look of this car. Of course, like I said, I'm keeping this car very simple and clean. My biggest gripes are the price point. I feel like it could definitely be cheaper, but you know, Subispeed is capitalizing on that. You know, I don't really like the way it bulges out, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. If you guys have any additional questions, or if you guys need help installing, feel free to inquire about it, email me, comment down below.